Hello and welcome to this month's edition of Hempfield Happenings. We're your hosts, Taylor Hess
and Austin Groft, here in Seattle, Washington.
Here in Seattle, a place that was once thriving with Native Americans is now a bustling city.
However, the city still tries to maintain its cultural identity through businesses, outreach centers, and clubs.
First, we look at how one center in Seattle helps connect the community and world through boat making.
Located on Lake Union in Seattle, the Center for Wooden Boats is a hub for creation and education on this ancient way of transportation. What may be lesser known is the rich Native American culture that is being preserved and spread with the legacy of the organization. The Center for Wooden Boats, founded by Dick and Colleen Wagner in 1977, moved from a small houseboat to the museum's current facility.
We have canoes, kayaks, sailboats, and rowboats that one can come and rent or learn lessons in sailing, rowing. We are very strong to serve young people and older people. So we're not as exclusively a sailing camp or a sailing club.
My name is Sadut and I'm a hider. Cynthia, I'm a hider from Alaska. I've been here for a few years, making canoes with young people from all cultures. And the one over yonder is made by third graders, and bringing the cultures of all cultures from the earth together here at the Center for Wooden Boats.
Native American culture is the First Nations. They were the people here 200 years ago. With Sadut, who was a native carver from Heidelberg, Alaska, is that he came about 20 some odd years ago and was needing a place to be to establish these cultural connections between the dominant culture but also other native groups. The grandfather of all transportation, and if you look at some pretty sophisticated histories or prehistories, you'll know that, well, people could go from one island to the other, and the high possibility is they use boats or canoes or such thing.
The center's welcoming environment helped nurture Sadut's spirituality.
It's very important to keep our cultures. Now are about 130 canoes strong in the Northwest here, and the vital importance to the youth to teach them how to handle and be leaders of tomorrow. And that's what's happening through the center here, not only the community, and the world.
Sadut emphasizes that Native American culture is about the inclusion of all ages and cultures in harmony, and feels that this facility promotes such harmony.
And that's what we want, we want it in a precious way, because what we do to our Mother Earth, Awa and Haida, Earth Mother, is take care of grandma, take care of daughter, take care of granddaughter, honor the canoe. And you teach people how to take care of that, because without a canoe you have no travel.
But the Center for Wooden Boats represents the more traditional aspects, and wood is still important. You see wood all around you, and so we're proud to be part of that.
Not only has Seattle provided Sadut with resources to improve his craftsmanship, it has also given him a way to connect with his Native American culture. For Student Television Network, I'm Tusha Pham.
Located in the Seattle's historic Pioneer Square District,
The Chief Seattle Club provides a safe and sacred place to rest, revive, and nurture the spirit of urban Native people's needs.
In this fast-paced day and age, it's getting increasingly hard to remember how things used to be, especially when there aren't many voices left to carry on the traditions. Here at the Chief Seattle Club, people are making sure that the Native Americans are being heard loud and clear.
The Chief Seattle Club, our mission is to provide a safe and sacred space to nurture, affirm, and renew the spirit of urban Native people.
Being in the concrete jungle, whatever you want to call it, can really be disheartening. It can really keep people's spirit lost. People can lose themselves, forget their identity, who they really are. We have a Swinomish traditional person come in. But one of the things he does every week, he does a field trip. And that's the whole point of that field trip, is to collect members and get them out of the city. You know, they say just taking your shoes off and walking, putting your feet on the ground, you know, can reconnect you to Mother Earth and reconnect you to your spirit.
Much like how urbanization can feel smothering to nature lovers, certain laws and biases can stifle Native people's opportunities and way of life.
One thing that I have worked on a lot recently and really matters to us and really affects us is issue of Native people not being seen and heard and represented. It really affects people who are experiencing homelessness and struggling because the narrative is not always accurate. So just telling an accurate ethical story is so important, and in many cases it's not happening. What we're doing is really equity in action, because we're ensuring that Native people are seen and heard and cared for. It's really just all about being there for our people and ensuring they're cared for. In our programming, we really work on small access points back to tradition and healing, whether it's them being reminded of something that they used to have as kids, or they are returning to something that they never had because it was stolen from them. Kids were taken from their homelands, they were stolen from their families and their tribes, their culture, their language. It was all taken from them. Historical trauma, it's a living, breathing thing.
Derek compares the support needed to keep his culture and community thriving to inpatient care, where services are available at all hours of the day. Unfortunately, the Chiefs Seattle Club can only afford to be open from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m.
It's kind of a battle of just trying to lift their spirit, then they get, the system brings it back down. We don't see the successes we like to see because of that.
Even with the odds stacked against them, the Native Americans of Seattle will persevere and keep fighting for their culture and their rights. For Student Television Network, I'm Dana Greener.
Native American culture in Seattle is heavily prevalent within the city limits, making it a diversified atmosphere.
Well, that's all we have for this month's edition in Seattle, Washington. Make sure to tune in next month.
For the Student Television Network, I'm Taylor Hess.
And I'm Austin Groves.
Hello and welcome to the August edition of Penfield Happenings. What you just witnessed was our seniors' entry into the Crazy Eights competition in Seattle. There they had 8 hours to make an 8-minute news magazine show about the theme Native American culture. Overall, I think their entry was a great success, and speaking of success, I'm sitting here with our junior student, Riley Klepper. And Riley, what happened at STN? What did you win?
I got the 3rd place award for the Action Sports Editing Competition.
And what did you have to do as part of that competition?
So for that competition, they gave me a bunch of footage and a few different songs to choose from, and I had to edit it together into like a 30-second clip of just like the best clips from that compilation.
Okay, very good. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that compilation. Well, that was a great job, Riley. Congratulations on your 3rd place award. And now we're going to turn the hosting duties over to you.
Thank you so much. One individual competition in Seattle was the Spot Feature. For this, Frank Russo worked on his own on a news story, much like we have on this show. He had 3 hours to film and 3 hours to edit this story.
Many major cities are known for its beautiful skyscrapers and sports, but Seattle also has its own rhythm.
Smokey Rivers is a radio broadcaster who has been involved in the radio business since the 70s.
And I do it now because I really enjoy radio. I like the fact that we can do what we do, play music, we can have fun, we can touch our communities, and that's probably the most valuable part of it. We do things, we'll do fundraisers for children's hospitals, or we'll do a Save a Pet program, or whatever, anything we can do to make the quality of life better in the cities we serve.
Smokey has traveled all across the country and currently works in Seattle.
Seattle has its own scene. The club scene here is massive. On any given night, you can see 100 live bands and clubs here in town. And that culture is still very much alive in Seattle.
On 94.1, Smokey helps broadcast music to Seattle viewers every day.
The radio station is called The Sound. The music that we play is a little more general in its appeal. I think the music that we play on our station leans a little bit towards Seattle. We tend to be a little rockier. It just goes on and on and on. It's music. It's out there, and there's so much of it to be appreciated.
The Sound of Seattle helps bring the city together through music. For Student Television Network, I'm Frank Russo.
Creating a story on film in 4 hours is hard enough, but Orion Jones, Lance Kim, Casey Kreider, and Zach Rhoda had to tell a film story based on the theme, If Found, Do Not Open. The kicker was no sound was allowed. Here's their silent feature. Some of the students have an interest in film, but can they make a fictitious movie called In Plain Sight and shoot a movie trailer for it? This work comes from Ava Keller, Abby Minnick, and Sarah Vanderlyn.
I did this in the name of science. It was supposed to help us. This was supposed to pave the way toward a better future.
Thank you so much.
Everything went wrong. Now I'm the only one left. I'm stuck. I have to get out. How do I get out? Why can't I see the answer?
Why can't you figure it out? It's so simple.
We're in a simulation. You need to get out right now. What's wrong with you?
If you can't see it now, you never will.
Commercials attempt to sell viewers a product or service, but a PSA encourages you to change your behavior. Lauren Egger, Jace Gibbons, Paige Gruber, Hannah Morris, and Maddie Olson created a PSA for Going Green. In another film competition, Ben Marinas and Ethan Miller had 3 hours to create a short film on the theme A Different Perspective.
Hello? So, I heard there's a party in here or something. Try to let me in. No. Listen, I know there's a party in there. Just, what do I have to do to get in? I'm desperate.
I'm kind of hungry right now. I can go for some fish.
Perfect. I'll be right back. Just stay there. Fish. Alright. What is fish? Huh. Let's do this. Fishy! Here, fishy! Don't you cross that line. My territory. My fish. Dang. Swim away. Swim away, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Hey man, what's wrong?
Oh man, I needed a fish for my party. I couldn't get it.
You know you can just buy one, right?
I never thought about it that way. Hey, I brought the fish. Let me in. Come on. Please.
I'm here with Taylor Hess, a senior in our program, and she had the opportunity to be the female MC of the STN closing ceremonies. Taylor, what was that like?
I would say it was honestly one of the best experiences that I've had in my life, because I got to be with a whole bunch of people who love doing exactly what I do. And it was really nice to get to talk to them and share experiences with them and everything. And as I knew as soon as I walked off that stage that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
That's awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about the music video that you guys created while we were there?
Yeah, so we actually had 3 songs to choose from, and we chose a song called Cereal Boxes. And the story that we told was a boy who wants a girl, but she has no idea. And that's due to the fact that there's another girl that keeps kind of getting in their way, but at the very end they actually end up together.
That's awesome. Yeah. Let's take a look.
Halloween, 7 more days till I leave this place. Curious, empty cereal boxes are littered around the room. It's invoking a strange reaction soon. Sleeping in set, having a president, it just makes sense not to be so sensitive when all I do is fool around with you. That's okay, I'll be on soon.
Thank you for watching our special Hempfield Happenings made in Seattle. We'll be back next month with a tribute to our Comtech seniors. To end the show, all of the junior students participated in a Crazy 8s competition of their own. They had 8 hours to create an 8-minute film based on the prop Puddle jumper, using a green poncho as a prop. Have a great summer, and we hope you'll join us in September.
that guy Snapchat last night?
Colson!
Hey, curly boy!
My God, Goldilocks in the building, man.
So are you gonna hang out with us?
I thought you guys had work today.
Nah, bruh, we called out for you, man.
Come on, Curly. Come with us. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay.
You do want to come, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Are you part of the convention?
No. I just found this on the floor.
There's a convention?
Yeah, film convention.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yes!
Yeah. No, but like seriously.
Yo, did you guys see Colson's new post on Instagram?
Stop!
Whopping
like
4
that.
likes!
What's worse? Explain that.
What's worse though, that or his fake change?
Stop, it's real, it's my grandma.
Man, your grandma buys fake change.
I don't mean it like that.
Grandma
I don't
has
mean it like
fake
that.
chains.
Stop.
Yeah, that's why you got 4 likes.
Hey, Mike's having a party tonight. You guys want to go? I was already gone, man.
Alright.
Curly?
Actually, I have homework I gotta do.
Oh, come on.
Boo.
Every time.
I'm sorry, I'm like a studious guy.
Be a buzzkill.
Do your homework, nerd.
I'll see you guys.
What a buzzkill.
So lame.
Oh my God.
Bruh, you smell like Pringles.
Stop.
Dude, chill. Just calm down.
Yo,
I don't know this.
I thought you were writing a paper just
No, I'm
for
just
some
doing
movie.
This doesn't look the
Stop it. Stop it.
Think we can delete this?
Yeah, just go for it.
Alright.
So stop! Stop! I don't like this. Leave. Go. Go. Go now.
Bro,
I don't want you
chill.
here anymore. Leave. No. Gone. Out.
What's wrong?
Leave. I don't like you guys anymore. You guys are horrible influences. I have dreams. I got aspirations. And I need to leave.
Shut up.
You're lame.